busy people getting fit in Fulshear, Texas. Our aim is to help you look better, feel better, and perform better as quickly as possible. I'm your host, Bryan White with Blue Eagle Fitness and Nutrition. Welcome. Hey, what's up, Clancy?
What's up?
Our TikTok is famous.
Okay, so the award, the Pamela Pumpkin Halloween workout award TikTok video goes to Bryan White.
So explain to everybody what you're talking about.
Okay, so as it turns out, Bryan was the one available when I needed to do my Halloween TikTok workout video. I thought I would do it with Bruce. Bruce was in a meeting. Bryan was wandering around the gym, and I was like,
just wondering what to do with my life.
Yeah, he was just literally wandering around. And I was like, hey, Bryan, I have a great idea for TikTok. I want you to jump in with me. And he was like, and I was like, okay, here's what we're going to do. And then he was like, and then he did it, and then he killed it. So
anytime
if you guys
I can
have
be
not
your backup
seen,
dancer, Clancy, I'm in. Anytime I can be your backup dancer, I'm in.
It was great. It was great. And if y'all have not seen that TikTok, y'all better go find it. It is epic.
Yeah, it's a Blue Eagle Fit Nut.
People were saying, I didn't know Bryan could dance like that.
Yeah, like that, Bryan. Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't know Bryan could dance. It was, I didn't know Bryan could dance like that. That's key part in this story.
And then another comment was, wow, I've never seen that side of Bryan.
Well, you know, I don't often get to have a PVC pipe and ride it like a horse. I mean, it just isn't what comes out of me.
Which is what made it so great. So I'm kind of glad Bruce was in a meeting. I mean, everyone expects that out of me and Bruce, right? They expect that kind of behavior out of us, but people don't expect that out of you. No. You know, you're like the mature adult in the place.
One. Is that what I'm hearing? I'm the boring one who brings down the party. Yes. And so for me to come in and liven it up, shocked everybody.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That was good.
Okay, you ready?
All right. So what are we talking about?
We are talking about, so last time we talked about the first 6 fundamental healthy habits. So this time we're going to talk about the last 6 fundamental healthy habits. Cool. So, you know, why do we have 12 healthy habits? The way we want to do this is every month we're going to focus on one. So think of it as a chapter of a book. Chapter 1 is going to be moving every hour. And so we're going to spend the 31 days of January focused on moving every hour. Okay. And the next one is lift heavy things. And so we would spend the 28 or 29 days of February focused on lifting heavy things. So last time we talked about the first 6. And since I've already started with 2, I'll go through the rest. Eat meat at every meal, eat vegetables at every meal, eat fruit every day, and drink water often. Those are our first 6 fundamental healthy habits. And these are fundamental healthy habits. What makes them fundamental? If you are doing these things, you will be amazed at how much better you will look and you will feel. Anytime I talk to someone, we do goal review sessions, or I meet someone who's interested in joining the gym, they're in their free consultation, they're struggling to meet their goals. We talk about these 12, and it's, you know, in a goal review session, I can't tell you how many times, you know, I've been working hard, I eat well, I drink my water, and I don't know why I can't lose, you know, some more weight. Well, let's talk about sleep. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
You know? So, because 4.5 hours of sleep, can you live? Yeah, you're not going to die, but you're putting your body under extra stress. And I've skipped ahead, so I don't want to do that anymore. Let's get started in our last 6 fundamental healthy habits. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. You're going to love this one. You're going to love this one. Number seven. Number
I
seven.
can't wait.
It's
I'm
in
dying
orange.
over here.
Say something nice about yourself.
Oh my gosh. I was just doing that in the mirror before I jumped on this podcast. I was like, Clancy, you did such a good job today getting all the errands done. You're so organized and efficient, and good job. Because all I did was run around all day today, like literally like a crazy person.
I love it. I love it. What else have you said to yourself recently?
Well, I've been under a lot of stress lately, actually. Just a lot of things have been going on the past couple of months. It's been very, very stressful. So I took to heart what you said last week about when you said you were tossing and turning, and you're just trying to enjoy laying there. And I was telling myself as I'm tossing, turning, you know what? I'm so glad I have this huge king size bed, right? I'm so happy I get to lay here and I'm not outside getting rained on. I'm so thankful. My pillow, I love my pillow. It's so squishy and good. And these are the things I'm trying to tell myself versus like, oh my gosh, if I have one more hot flash and if I roll over one more time, someone's going down. You know what I mean? And so I've been really trying to work on what I'm telling myself because I haven't been sleeping that great, and that's what happens when people have a lot going on. And so anyway.
Love it. Love it. Recently, I have had to remind myself by talking to myself in the mirror, is great job not losing your mind with your 6-year-old today.
That's good. That's huge.
Because she was being a normal 6-year-old, pushing some boundaries, pushing my buttons. And that anger starts to build, that frustration starts to build, but I was able to let it go. I was able to redirect and eventually get to where we needed to be, just not in the harsh and forceful way that I could have taken. And so the next day, or actually that night, and then the next day, I just reminded myself, hey, good job for on this occasion not losing your mind.
That's huge because she's going to remember that, like that daddy didn't scream at me every time he was upset. She's going to remember that,
Well, don't tell me that
you were calm.
Don't tell me that, because I'm currently telling you a story about my third child. My first 2 children have different stories.
Well, my first child would tell you that I was neurotic and he could not make a mess, which is probably why he is kind of neurotic like I am, that I would freak out if there were Cheetos. Like I would see Cheeto dust flying and I would be like, what is that? And he's like, Mom, are you okay? And I was like, I can't do messes, so he would tell you that.
And here I was thinking you were the perfect mom. Okay, so number 7, say something nice to yourself. Number 8 is rest in that just eyes closed. You don't actually have to be asleep, but eyes closed for 8 hours.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's okay.
There we go. That's what I like to see.
That's tough, actually.
How is that tough?
8 hours?
Literally, people want to, hey, how much weight do I need to, how many times do I need to come work out? And I'm like, I just want you to lay there and do nothing for 8 hours. I'm like, no, I don't have time for that.
I don't have time for that. Okay, you should see my desk. I got 7 loads of laundry. I've got toilets. First of all, I can't have trash in the trash can, and toilets that need brushing. By the way, brushing toilets and cleaning toilets is a good workout.
Okay, that goes back to moving every hour. Number 1.
Back to moving every hour.
We're on number 8 here, Clancy. We're on number 8. Sleep or rest with your eyes closed for 8 hours. 8 hours.
Nobody has time for that.
All at the same time.
Literally, no one has time for that. But okay.
That's all.
But
That's
this
all
is
I
your
get
show.
from you.
This is your show.
This
So
is
you keep going.
Clancy is checking out with the 8 hours. Okay, how many hours do you sleep? Or again, we don't have to be fully asleep. Just how many hours are the lights out for you at night? What time is lights out?
Well, okay, so it's at my house, it's very, very early because my husband gets up at 3:45 a.m.
Okay.
So on my side of the bed, you know, I have my light on because I'm a reader. I like to read and I'm reading all my books. So I mean, I may have 8 hours of, you know, easy opportunity.
No.
But if I'm not,
Now, what time are the lights out?
are you talking about my light?
Yes, your lights. We're talking about you.
Like 9:30?
Okay. Okay. And what time do you wake up?
It depends. I mean, right now
Well,
I
this
wake up
morning.
at 12:45
What?
today.
What?
Yeah, like it's hard right now. And so I can't just lay there and I'm wide awake and I'm like, I'm gonna lay here with my eyes closed though. Because Bryan said it's number 7. I'm just
Number
gonna lay
8.
here.
It's number 8.
8. It's number 8.
8.
It's number 8.
8 hours is number 8. See how
Okay.
I did that?
Oh, see, that was so smart. So smart. That was good. I like that. Anyway, let's continue.
Let's continue because you don't want to. We may have to come back around to this rest with
Yeah.
your eyes closed for 8 hours. Okay.
Yeah.
Number nine. Give a handshake or a hug.
Oh yeah, I love this.
You like that one?
Love. Heart.
You like that one?
Yeah, I love that. I think that's good. People need to be touched. You know what I mean? I'm not talking, don't be weird, but humans need touch.
Yeah,
right?
it's one of the 5 love languages.
Yeah. And so, you know, I love that, you know, people and some people, you know, just need like a little pat or, you know, I try to make it, this is not to sound weird, but I try to make a point, you know, it's in some way like, hey, or like a little like shoulder, maybe like a little shoulder pinch or something that's appropriate, because I recognize that a lot of them live by themselves and maybe don't get a hug, or, you know, I do a lot of side hugs. I do a lot of hugs because I know people need that. We need like 14 hugs a day. Seriously.
And
I
I would
hug
just
my
like
dog.
for us to start with one, right? I
Right.
mean, how often do we
Exactly.
spend the entire day? I was thinking that with
get
the
my
3
water.
children that I would get more hugs, but 2 of those children have turned into teenagers. So my
let me tell you how Steven hugs. This is how Steven hugs. Okay. I'm like, Steven, oh my gosh. And so I'm like, and he's like this. Like, what is the problem here?
And Steven is your 18? Is he 18? 17?
He's 17.
17.
Mm-hmm.
He's a senior.
He's a senior. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
I would have thought with all your girls, they'd be hugging you all the time.
Oh yeah, because that's what 17, 14-year-old girls do, is they hug their dads as often as possible. No.
You just got to make them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's a great. Have you met my children? They don't. My children do better with coercion than they do with force. Okay.
Maybe pay them like you do with the boyfriend thing.
Yeah. Okay. So number 8, or let's say number 7, say something nice about yourself to yourself. Number 8, get 8 hours of rest with your eyes closed every night. Number 9, give a handshake or a hug. Number 10, talk to a friend one-on-one sometime today. How often, you know, we talk about, again, that personal connection. We just talked about, you know, the love language of touch, giving a handshake or a hug. This is more of a love language of quality time. So talking to a friend one-on-one, not in a group. And it could be on a phone, it could be FaceTime. In person is obviously better. And these don't have to be long conversations. These can be short conversations. But you know, how many times, I mean, you're married, you have 2 sons, one of them's left, but you have one son at home. that should, in theory, that should be plenty of opportunity for us to have a one-on-one conversation with someone. Right.
Yeah.
And yet how often do we go to bed and realize, I haven't hugged my wife today, haven't kissed my wife today, and haven't, looked into her eyes and had a conversation with her today.
The looking into her eyes, I'm glad you said that, because that's important. Because I tell my kids when I'm talking to them and they're like this, and I'm over here, I'm like, can you please look at me? And they're like, I'm listening to you, Mom. No, you're not. In my book, you're not listening unless you're looking at me. So look into my eyeballs.
There's a book that I read in ninth grade called Our Town. And the only thing I remember about that book is the kid did not look into the eyes of the parent. It stuck with me for whatever reason. So I try to make eye contact when I'm talking. I try to make eye contact with every my 3 kids and my wife and my dog every day. All because of that book that I read in the 9th grade.
I'm sure Toro really appreciates that eye contact. 100%.
Toro loves it. Toro, funny story. It's not a fundamental healthy habit, but one of the things that I recommend is to have a pet and to pet your pet. So we're going to digress just for a moment. But since you brought it up, I spend the first 10 minutes of my morning, every morning, playing with Toro. I go into the bathroom. He follows me. He has a little tug rope, and we play tug of war with the rope for about 10 minutes.
Oh,
yep.
That's nice.
And I throw it. He gets it. He brings it back. He's really, that's
good.
Every morning, 10 minutes.
My dog won't eat unless I hug him. So he stands there and he's like, you're going to hug me. And then I will go. And he'll wait and he'll just stand there and he'll stare at me. And I give him like a big hug. And then it has to be like, I have to hold him. And then when I let up, he goes, okay. And he walks off to his water bowl and his food bowl and eats.
I love it.
Serious.
I love it. It's funny. Okay. So we had, say something nice about yourself, rest with your eyes closed for 8 hours, give a handshake or a hug, talk to a friend one-on-one. Number 11, write a thank you note or a thank you card, and write it on a card. Go ahead, buy yourself some stationery, maybe with your last name initial on it. Super easy. You can have it pre-printed with your return label already on there. It's super simple. It's a lot simpler than we think, right? We think we have to be very thoughtful. Just writing the card is thoughtful enough. You don't have to spend an hour thinking about what you want. Dear Clancy, thank you so much for being an awesome coach at Blue Eagle. I sincerely appreciate how well you connect with your clients. And I guarantee you that they sincerely appreciate the impact you are having in their lives. Sincerely, Bryan. Right.
You're great at writing thank you notes, by the way. You're very good at it. Well, you've written me some nice notes, and you wrote me a nice note in my book that I'm reading, that the coaches are reading. This book right here, The 5 Languages of Appreciation in the Workplace. You wrote me a beautiful note in the beginning of my book with your beautiful handwriting. Can y'all see that? Look how pretty that handwriting is. But can I say something about this?
Sure.
I have to tell you, and I don't understand this, but I was raised that when you get a gift, or if, something, I don't know, when I got married, let's say, I got gifts, I hand wrote every dadgum note to every person. My mother, that's how she raised me. You write notes, thank you notes. Can I tell you, for the past several years, the weddings I've gone to and sent gifts, no note. I'm like, where's my note? I want that note. And I'm not trying to be a jerk about it, but I will
be a jerk about it, because when I got married 24 years ago this month, by the way, my wife and I sat down for hours
and
watching football games, but we sat down for hours
and wrote.
Yes.
and I wrote them. I got the gift. I was like, nope, write the note so that it didn't pile up on me.
Yep.
And I wrote every dad gum person and thank you note. And now I don't know what's happened, but in the past several years, people don't write thank you notes anymore. And I'm like, where, except for my sister-in-law is very good at this. She makes her kids write us notes. And so I have notes. Actually, I have one right here that one of my friend's kids wrote me.
Well, let's be clear. We write thank you notes. Like I write you, Clancy, I wrote that little note in your book. I wrote that for me. Okay.
Why? What do you mean for you?
So why do we write thank you cards? And because we're talking about the 12 fundamental healthy habits, and those are healthy habits for me. So how is it that me writing a thank you card helps me? And this goes into our number 12, which is journal your gratitude. So we have write a thank you card and journal your gratitude, which are numbers 11 and 12. And what this allows me to do is it allows me to remember a couple of things. The first is that life isn't just about me. Life is bigger than me. It's okay for my life not to be perfect, because the point of life isn't for my life to be perfect, right? And the second is that it reminds me of all the things that I have. Like if I don't get a gift for my wedding, then I don't write a thank you card. Right? By writing a thank you card, I get to remember the gift that I got. By writing that note in your book, I wrote that note in your book because you're a phenomenal coach for me, right? And I get to remember and reflect on how blessed I am to work with you and to grow with you and to build this business with you. So that is for me.
That's a pretty cool way of looking at it. I like that. I haven't thought of it that way.
Sorry for the barking. That's Toro.
Toro needs a hug.
Toro needs a hug. So number 12, Toro. Number 12 is journal your gratitude. And that is, I don't have my journal next to me. I'm about to make a TikTok with a journal. So Clancy will be proud of me. But it's just any book. There we go. It could be any book. It could be,
I have two of them.
We don't want it to be loose leaf. That's perfect. We want it to be bound so that
like these.
How many do you have?
I have them everywhere. I write because I write notes and I write stuff down. I love to write stuff down. So I have them everywhere. I have several.
And there doesn't have to be any order to it that you can write. You don't have to even keep in the lines. It doesn't even have to be lines. Just write down something you are grateful for. We start every coaches meeting Monday, right? We start every coaches meeting every Monday talking about what we're grateful for from the past week, right? Because if you start looking for the positives, you're going to see more positives. If you start looking for negatives, right? If you start looking for negatives, you're going to see the negatives. So we want to look for the positives.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, I got emotional in yesterday's coaches meeting because it was very cool that, what Farah said about me to me. And it just meant a lot to me, and it means a lot what we say, what we write down, what other people say to us, what we say to ourselves. All that stuff makes up, how we feel about ourselves. It's great.
Our words matter. Our words matter. The words matter that we say to ourselves. The words matter that we say to others.
100%.
So if we talk about the last 6 fundamental healthy habits, say something nice about yourself. Rest with your eyes closed for 8 hours. Give a handshake or a hug. Talk to a friend one-on-one. Write a thank you card and journal your gratitude. 10, 12.
Good stuff. I like it.
Thank you. You good, Clancy?
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm good. Well, thank you for joining me.
All right. Awesome.
And here's what we've got going on right here.
Hey, buddy. Hey, Toro. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Thank you, Clancy. Have a great day.
All right. You too. Bye.
Bye. You can get every episode of Busy People Getting Fit wherever you listen to your podcast or on YouTube. You can also reach us at busypeoplegettingfit.com. Until next time, thank you for listening.